Hi everyone, today I'm going to present my redesign of Penguin Parade Phillip Island in the lens of socio-political view. Before that, we acknowledge the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connection to land, sea, and community. We pay respect to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people today. In the lens of tourism politics, the landscape becomes stage. Vulnerable faunas, in this case the penguin that exists in the landscape, become the actors of politics and the provider of experience services for tourism. The unique dynamics of this political tourism and landscape shape revealed the purpose of reserve and tourism could coexist, thus raising question of interest agenda. For whom and how does this political agenda shape tourist landscape? Penguin Parade is a wildlife ecotourism located in Summerland Peninsula, Phillip Island. It is located 146 kilometers from Melbourne CBD. This site is a home for little penguins, and it is popular for unique experience of witnessing the wildlife in its habitat. This part of the site is considered a part of Western Port Biosphere Reserve, and this site is also organized and funded by various stakeholders like local government, state government, federal government, and philanthropists. Historically, the Penguin Parade was formed organically as a tourist attraction. Here we could see tourists viewing penguin as a wildlife attraction in close proximity in the 50s. And then, with various changes throughout the period, Penguin Parade as a tourist site faced different renovation to accommodate the changes of tourist policies. From the gated sightseeing in 1955, the establishment of a visitor center in the 80s to design a new experience of Penguin Plus by track in 2015 to 2019. By observing the change of Penguin Parade as a tourist attraction, we could surmise that the improvement of the facility depends on how the policies to protect little penguin habitats and existence. We do multi-scale analysis of Penguin Parade to define intervention of the design. Started with the regional analysis, continued to medium-scale analysis by analyzing the area around the vicinity. Finally, the site is selected based on the human and penguin interaction. In this case, is the boardwalk, the amphitheater, and the coastline between the penguin habitat and human intervention. The design framework for this project is based on three sections. The first is the pest, and we're going to reflect the original coastal penguin habitat and restore the native plants from invasive species and transitioning the land use of the previous visitor center into penguin habitat. In the present, we're going to reprogram the perspective of the little penguins from the consumed tourism objects to the client of the tourism industry itself. And the future, we are going to prepare the wildlife tourism that mitigates rising sea level and then to protect the coastal area from erosion and rising sea level. Throughout history, the relationship between humans and penguins has shifted significantly, especially how penguins are incorporated into tourism. Here we could see the relationship between human and wildlife and how their proximity affected with the water level as well, especially in the coastal area, how they change from the direct viewing without any intervention to right now the penguin bliss and what we could do to mitigate the situation for the future. From this exploration, we could see that the critical area between penguin and human interface intersect with the foreshore of the coastline and also their burrow entrance as well. And in the main burrow entrance, there are some risks of erosion, and from this we could mitigate the risk of erosion and also to limiting the enrichment of human intervention as well. As we could see in this diagram, the rising sea level is affected the site overall, and we could see important key features in the site like the Swan Lake drain and also the penguin habitat. And we could see the current typology of the penguin burrow and its interaction with the visitor as well. Whereas the right now the burrow is pretty exposed, and we could improve the situation to improve the penguin living condition. To mitigate the future of the situation, we are going to move the amphitheater because of the eroded area in the coastline, and also we have to mitigate the changes of swan lake draination because of the erosion, and we have to move the penguin habitat as they face the retraction. Here are the differences between the natural penguin habitat in Kangaroo Island and what we have today in the penguin parade. So these are the program exploration, and also the first program that I'm going to use is we are going to protect the coastline using native bush in a mass planting to minimize the weed enroachment and also vegetation for erosion control. And then for strategy, we are going to have a succession vegetation along the Swan Lake drain, so they could connect the existing trees as well, and we could improve the microclimate of the penguin habitat as well. So in the 50 years, we could see that the native vegetation could progress and thrive in the coastal area as well. And we could see here in the penguin path and human path interaction. As right now, the boardwalk arranged to minimize the walking distance, and there are separation of penguin major path and burrow area. And the amphitheater location right now is not quite supportive for the penguin entrance as well. So we are going to design the amphitheater that minimum with the minimum amount of using the area for penguin entrance and penguin habitat. And we design a new boardwalk that supported the natural landform as well. I tried to recreate the experience of how it feels being a penguin and adapt the shape of penguin burrow into the amphitheater shape. Here we could see as a penguin how the experience goes as we comes from the sea, and then we walk through the foreshore and also reach the area of the burrow. And I tried to emulate this experience as well in my design and how the penguin will interact with my design. So here I try to incorporate my design into the penguin experience as well, and how it minimize the interaction between the visitor and also the penguin. And I would make sure that the penguin wouldn't have any access or any visibility towards the amphitheater that I designed. Here in my progress of my site plan, that we have a three important key features for the area, like the penguin burrow expansion and also the coastal dune protection. And here we could see the area of the penguin burrow has expanded and accompanied by the succession vegetation. These are some forms that I emulate to adapt it with the natural landform and also the interaction with the penguin as well. And this is my progress.